Good evening, YouTube and 1UP fans. This is JB and Mania with my second video. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go ahead and have a special theme. I'm going to present to you my top 5 PSP puzzle games. I want to give a shout out to all the people who subscribed to my site at YouTube and all the people who commented on my last vlog. I really appreciate the comments. And Yoshi Girl, you suggested that I do some dancing. Well, trust me, I don't think you want to see that, really. And Eternia Boy gave me the suggestion of a theme, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Now, the first game I'm going to talk about is the first puzzle game that was actually launched with the PSP, and is still considered a classic today. It's called Luminous. And Luminous is, you've either heard about it, or you've played it before. And the thing about Luminous is that bicolored block drops from the sky, and what you have to do is you have to turn the block just like in Tetris and move it around the screen, and what you have to do is get it connected to other blocks so that the colors become one solid color so that they can be disappeared from the screen. And there's two different kinds of modes at least. One mode is where you basically survive by making blocks disappear from the screen, or you make a copy that's presented to you of some kind of pattern, like a cross or something like that. This game is outstanding, and it still stands up today. It's got a great soundtrack, even though I'm not much of an electronica fan, and I couldn't tell you who the artists are, but it is fantastic, and the sequel isn't bad either. And like I said, I'd still recommend it today. It's considered one of the first great PSP games out there, when PSP wasn't really supposedly making any good games out there, but I really love this game, and most everybody else who's played it loves it too. Moving on, the next game I'm going to present is Puzzle Quest: Challenge of the Warlords. This is basically a bejeweled competition. What you do is you take turns spinning jewels and matching 3, and every time you match jewels of the same color, you collect the mana that comes from that color. For example, if you match 3 yellow jewels, you get yellow mana. Match blue jewels, you get blue mana. And the more mana you collect, the sooner you can attack your enemy. Now, you can also make direct attacks against your enemy by matching up skulls that come on the screen. The only thing I really didn't like about this game was the fact that sometimes your enemy had better luck than you. And other than that, it's a fantastic game. It's got an outstanding soundtrack, and the sound is just fantastic. The cutscenes are nothing to speak of. There's really no cutscenes. You're basically just your typical conversation where you keep pressing the X button to finish up the conversation. But other than that, it's really, really, really challenging. And I'd recommend this game for anybody. I can't wait till Puzzle Quest 2 comes out. Puzzle Quest Galactics was a bit of a disappointment. I've been trying to get my mom to play this game because she likes Bejeweled and she likes RPGs, and she's almost 60 years old now. But anyway, I'd recommend this game for anybody, and it's never too late or too old to be a gamer. This next game I got from PlayAsia.com, and it's a great game. It's called XI, but I think the rest in Japanese and English it's supposed to be XI Colosseum. And what it is, it's basically a remake from the PS1 game called Devil Dice. And if you have a PS1 and you like puzzle games, you need to get that game. It's an excellent, excellent, excellent game. What you do is you got this little devil, and he goes on top of dice, and as he's walking on the dice, he rolls it. And what you need to do is you need to roll together dice with the same values on top. For example, if you have 3 dice and they all have 3 on top and they're connected, you can make them disappear. If the dice have 4 dots on them and you connect them, you can make them disappear. And the idea is basically to survive. And there are some puzzle modes in there too where you have to move a certain way to get rid of the dice. But it's an excellent game, excellent graphics, excellent score. It's really quirky, and you can't go wrong with this. Like I said, I imported it from Japan, It's probably pretty expensive now, but I liked it. Now, I'm going to talk to you about the crown jewel in my collection that I love. This is a port of my favorite PS1 games of all time, called Intelligent Cube. Cube being spelled with a Q instead of a C. This is IQ Mania, and it's an exact port. The only difference is the button configurations are a little different, and it's real easy to learn. Basically, you're on this grid, and coming toward you are these blocks that are rolling toward you. And what you need to do is you need to get close enough to these blocks to press the O button, then move back, and then when the bricks get to the spot where you press the O button, you hit the O button again and you make them sink into the ground. Now the black blocks, you have to make sure they roll off the edge of the cliff. And the green blocks you can use to take down multiple cubes. And the idea is to keep from falling off the cliff or getting crushed by these cubes. And I tell you what, I bought a used version of the PS1 game just about 5 years ago, and that cost $44 for a used version. So you know this game is admired and it is rare, but you can still probably buy it at PlayAsia.com. Like I said, this is the crown jewel in my collection. But anyway, I'm going to get to one more game that is a hidden treasure, and it is absolutely fantastic. It's called Crush, and it is a fantastic game. What you do is you have to go around this area looking for orbs. Now, oftentimes you look at you can't see it from you're in 3D, but what you can do is you can press a button, I don't know which button offhand, and it squashes the screen to a 2D view. And what you can do is you can move around on the 2D screen, unsquash the screen, and you're on another place in the 3D plane. And the idea is to get all the orbs. And I tell you, this is a hidden gem. You can get it new at some Kmart's for $9.99. I told this one lady who was a fan of puzzle games about this game. She went out and bought it, and that day she just had to call me and just say thanks. And you know what? I'm glad I recommended it. It's just, this is one of the best puzzle games. If you are a puzzle fan, you have to get this game. I don't think there's any time limit that I recall, but it is just fantastic. Fantastic. Oh, by the way, the score in the background, that's from IQ Mania. That's how awesome the score is. Anyhow, those are my top 10 PSP puzzle games, and I'd like to know what you think, and be honest with me and be brutal, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. And like I said, I'm having a lot of fun with this, and one of these days I'll have the guts to show my face on the screen. So right now I need to lose a bit of belly fat because the screen makes your face fatter. And I'm rambling, and I know I'm rambling, but I'm a huge puzzle fan. In fact, my favorite genre is puzzle games. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys, and feel free to talk to me and leave comments on youtube.com or oneup.com. I'd greatly appreciate it. Thanks. Have a good night. God bless.